This is the smallest variable ND filter that I've ever seen. If you're like me and you picked up the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 at some point, then you've probably decked it out with a bunch of accessories. When I'm using the Pocket 3, I always shoot in manual mode. And if you shoot in manual mode, you know you're gonna need some ND filters. These ND filters are pretty great. These are from Neewer, and I've been using them ever since I got the Pocket 3. Well, it turns out there's variable ND filters for the Pocket 3 as well. These are also from Neewer. They sent these out to me for me to try. So I've been using them for the past couple of days, and let me just show you. These things are tiny, but if you look here on the side, there's different numbers and this tiny little dial that you can turn to rotate the strength. It does come in a 2-pack. This is the 2 to 5 stop, and then it also comes with the 6 to 9 stop. I haven't had to use the 6 to 9 stop yet, but I imagine if I'm out at the beach or snowboarding, then that will come in really handy. Comes in this case, and unlike my original pack that's magnetic, this is a plastic that kind of does open up and close. These are also magnetic, so you kind of just stick it to the front here. Something that I did notice when I was out shooting with it, if you have big hands or big fingers, it is kind of hard to rotate the dial. I can do it fine, but I can definitely see it being a problem if you have bigger hands. The nice thing though is because that it's magnetic, just slide it off, adjust it to the strength that you need, and then just plop it back on. So that's a solution. Not ideal, but it works. When I was testing the ND filters out, it was actually really nice and convenient. I didn't notice any color shifting or the X mark. The great thing though, when you close it, the gimbal closes with the filter still attached. I mean, look at how thin this filter is. Let me see if it's the same size as the original. So the original, these are the original filters. They're a little bit thicker. This is the original, and it's just a tiny bit thicker and heavier than the variable ND filter. I think these variable ones are gonna be really convenient if you just need to bring one filter out with you instead of having to bring the whole case. It was kind of perfect timing for me to try these ND filters out because it snowed and therefore it makes everything much brighter. So here's some footage of me using the variable ND filter. The other great thing is if you don't want to carry this case out with you, you can just plop this into the slot that holds the filters inside of here. So I have one here and then I have the wide angle up here. But you could always just put both ND filters in. And then if you need it, you can just pull it out of here. The other nice thing that I've noticed is the new case is much smaller than the old case. And that's because there's only 2 filters in there rather than the 4. So now when I have everything inside of my carrying case, I can easily slide the new filters in there and the case will close up very easily. It was harder with the, it's much harder with the original set because the case is bigger, so it doesn't close up quite as nicely, so it doesn't close up quite as easily. So I always just kind of threw this in my camera bag separate. But now with the new set, it's just much easier. And now I can just carry everything right in here and not have to bring my camera bag with me. While the concept of this little tiny filter being variable is really great, I'm not sure that it's quite that convenient to use just because of how small it is. It's kind of hard to turn the dials like I mentioned before. So is it easier just to swap filters this way or fiddle around with this little variable ND filter? I don't know. I'll have to play around more with these variable ND filters to see if I can get an easier workflow. Something that I did notice was if I kind of just hold the gimbal with my 2 fingers and then rotate, and then rotate the dial on the ND, it's much easier. So you could always try that. That did work for me. But I don't know how much you're actually supposed to hold that gimbal head. But it's definitely another solution. Overall, these are really nice and convenient to have if you're trying to bring minimalistic gear with you. I think the more I use them, the more I'll like them. But if you do want to check these out, I'll leave a link down below, and you'll have to let me know. Do you think it's easier or more of a hassle to have a small variable ND filter? Thank you to Neewer for sending these ND filters out for me to try. I'll definitely have to take them out, play with it a little bit more, but I think in the end, I'm really gonna love them. And if you use these, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's easier or more of a hassle? Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch y'all soon.